Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of On Screen with Lorene. I'm your host, Lorene, and this podcast is dedicated to sharing the stories of dope-ass individuals that are just out here sharing an impact. Today's guest is none other than Caleyah Danyel. Part-time corporate tech girly, but full-time creative. And she's finna start DJing too. In this episode, we unpack the mindset of pivoting, post-grad depression, black sitcoms, and so much more. So thank you again for listening, and I hope you enjoy.
Say something and get shot, bitch, face down to the ground. I ain't got no respect, ayy. You might think I'm dumb, bitch. I'm just 17 with a whole lot of money. Fuck you, bitch, I hopped up out that coupe. Slap me hoe if you don't like me while you rip out.
And that's how you start a motherfucking podcast.
Period.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. This is another episode of On Screen with Lorene. First of all, I'm so happy to have you on.
I'm happy to be here. This is a celebrity podcast.
It's not really. It's really, well, yes, it is, because you're the celebrity. If you really,
I
only interview people of top tier quality, and really, you surpass that. So when it comes to interview, hey, today with me, I have somebody by the name of Caleyah. Not gonna lie, when I think of the term GOAT, this person comes to mind. This is the first person that comes to mind, to be honest with you. And so I just wanted to bring this person on to talk about everything that's everything, dealing with like corporate, dealing with content creation, dealing with life, and just let her drop some gems like she always does. So, Caleyah, thank you. Can we get a round of applause?
This intro is crazy, y'all. Knowing that East is the real celebrity here, I'm telling y'all, I'm really just like the behind the scenes friend, y'all.
So, friend, what's on your playlist right now? We'll start with that. What's on your playlist right now?
What's on my playlist right now? So like, it's hard because right now I feel like I'm just consuming a lot of music because like I'm getting ready to start DJing and stuff. So I'm consuming like all types of music. But forever, my playlist is women in hip hop. Lots of Megan Thee Stallion since she came back. Lots of Glorilla. Lots of just like women who push their pen and are really out here grinding. That's who's on the playlist.
I love that. So we're hearing Megan Thee Stallion. What about like some Flo Milli?
We got Flo Milli. We got Lakia. We got Lil Kayla. We got Ken the Man. Freaky T. I mean, it's really everybody. It's really everybody winning right now.
I love that. Now we're just gonna go back, deep dive into who Caleyah is, and I want to start from the very, very beginning. Tell me, what was it like growing up in Statesville, North Carolina?
So Statesville was terrible. Let's just say it's terrible. I feel like, so I grew up in predominantly white high schools, middle schools, K through 12 was all just me kind of vibing, trying to figure out where I existed and belonged. And so like, I feel like from that alone, it kind of put me under a box and felt like I had to like present and be like something for white people or like just like become something that I wasn't. And so for the longest time that was like a struggle, and then also just like Statesville is such a small town. Like every time I think about going back home, I'm like, wow, because like now that I'm in California, it's so small and there's like no opportunity compared to me out here. So overall it was pretty terrible.
We had similar upbringings, if you ain't know. Growing up, I say I'm from Greensboro, but I went to a high school in Jamestown, predominantly white high school, nothing but Crocs and camo and Trump supporters. It was like, okay, so there was a whole bus charter system. When they implemented the bus system, they took the niggas from Deep High Point and they mixed the niggas, the white folks, but it was still predominantly white. So I totally understand what you're saying.
Right.
Totally get what you're saying. My eyes were not open until I attended the HBCU, the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University.
The number one.
So tell me, why did you decide to go to HBCU?
So initially, well, I always said that I was going to go to A&T, but to go to a HBCU, I said that I knew that I wanted to be in rooms where I wasn't the only one, like I was the majority. And so like I said, K through 12, like I was always the only one in like all my classes because I was in like honor societies and like stuff like that. So when I came to A&T, it's like I'm still in these honor societies, but it's like we're the majority of the people in the room. And so like just having those mentors and those people that I could look up to that look like me, I knew that I would thrive so much better by going to a HBCU.
Girl, this ain't a LinkedIn interview. You giving the answers. You get these five Michelin star answers.
No, for real. Like when I think about A&T, like we was really grinding and hustling. Like when I never had saw like so many Black people in one place that was just like so excited to be something better. And especially when you go to a HBCU, like you got to think about it. Like a lot of us are like first generation. So it's like we really come here coming from nothing, knowing that we're here on a blessing alone. And it's like, what are we going to do with our time? And so I feel like A&T embodies that like 100% because everybody was just ready to go after whatever it is that they were running from.
You're definitely right about that. Because I even know when I even first took interest in like journalism, I was kind of skeptical because the only people I saw on like the morning news around like my city and stuff were like white people. I was like, damn, I'm only gonna be in TV with white people. And it wasn't until I got to A&T and was exposed to such a thing such as NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, and like all these other Black writers. Like there are some multiple spaces for us. So yeah. I'm very glad that you said that. Sure. When it comes, well, okay, what's something you feel like your HBCU has given you that you wouldn't have gotten from PWI, even though I know you already touched on this, but when it comes to like the workforce specifically, like now that you're in the workforce, what's something that you noticed that you gained from your HBCU that you wouldn't have gotten if you went to a PWI?
Yeah, no, I noticed a lot, and like even more like just like being in like an actual career and being in a job, like I realized so many times how much I took certain things for granted. Like the community alone from A&T is incredible. Like after you leave, it's like, yeah, I left, I graduated, but all I have to say is that I came from A&T to somebody else in the position, and after that it's gone. Like it's easy connection with that, even if I don't know a specific person. So like I feel like the community at A&T was top tier still to this day. Like I meet people out here that go to A&T and it's like I don't even know you, but instantly I know you just because you went to A&T. And then I think about also probably just like I said, I already touched on like just being hungry and the mindset. Like I feel like when I got into my career, it was like, okay, now what? But like I feel like since I went to A&T, it kind of taught me how to not only have a job, but still want to pursue other things. So it's like I have my career, but I'm still working towards those goals and like those passions that I had while I was still in college. So I feel like A&T definitely sets us up in that way to, you know, always still look for the next thing.
Mm-hmm. And now you mentioned out here. Where is out here? Where are you currently located?
Out here, we in Oakland with it. We in California. We in the Bay Area. I mean, it don't get no better than Oakland.
Oh, you got used to the weather yet?
For the most part, yeah. Like I actually like the weather out here because like in North Carolina, like in the South, it's so humid and like it get hot, super cold. Out here, it's like 60s, 70s year round. Like it gets breezy because of like the bay, but other than that, it's pretty normal.
From my understanding, you came into college as a public relations major.
I came in as a psych major.
A psych major, and then
psychology. Yeah, and then I transformed into PR.
Okay. So making that pivot, and like you've been able to make the pivot from psychology to PR and the PR to currently tech. So can you touch base a little bit on like how important it is to not stay on one path and how, you know, there's freedom in understanding what it is that you want to do and like, you know, figuring that out.
Yeah, I would say I'm so indecisive. So it's like I'm indecisive and I'm also like super passionate. So it's like when I have a new goal and a new dream, it's like I'm quick to say, okay, my dream here has sailed. Like it's on to the next thing. And so like I feel like that's kind of happened throughout my life. And I just was able to kind of be flexible and adapt to like the different things. Cause when I came in as a psych student, I was so gung-ho, like I'm gonna be a psychologist. I gotta go to school for this many years. Like I always had the plan and prepared for being in psych. But then when I was in college and I was like, okay, I actually don't want to go to school this long. I don't want this career anymore. Immediately I was like, okay, what's the plan? How am I going to get out of this? So it's like, I feel like if you can change your mind as much as you want to, but it's just a matter of being passionate enough to do so. So it's like when you change your mind, you have to actively pursue it every day. You have to learn new skills. You have to be open to those new opportunities because it's going to be scary, but if it's really what you want to do, you won't mind doing it every day. And I feel like that's kind of what's happened with me, is like getting into PR and then into tech was just a matter of creating a plan, sticking to that plan every single day, even when it didn't feel like it was growing. And then next thing I know, I'm in tech. So it's just like staying consistent, and then your mind will blow you.
Consistency, people, consistency. I hope y'all writing down these gems. Oh my God. Goodness. If you got a notepad and some paper, your pen should be on fire right now. I'm trying to tell you. Goodness.
Oh my God. Not too much.
No, but you talked about, okay, so now that you're currently in tech, tell me what that experience is like.
I feel like tech is great. Like, I feel like I had dreams of working in tech in college, like I said, and I was just like, okay, this is what I want to do. The goal is clear. Like, let me work towards it. So tech is really cool. Like the benefits are amazing. I feel like that's why everybody kind of romanticizes tech, is because like you got the salary, you got the benefits. They give you food, like they give you trips, they give you all these like fancy things. And like coming from like nothing, it's like, oh wow, like this, like your eyes just light up for tech. But yeah, it's super fun. It's points where it's super creative and innovative. I feel like tech moves so fast, so it's like you're constantly learning new things and stuff like that. So it's been really good in tech.
We're going to take a brief, a brief intermission while we pivot. She said she
Okay.
with, the rap girlies. So we just going to put on a little background music.
Oh, not a little music.
Say like I'm a thick bitch, like a bitch with her own shit.
Yeah.
I've never been a broke bitch. I've been having motion. 5 stars with toasting. I've been on.
See how many I can get in 1 minute, okay? I wrote these, but I didn't remember them. You know how my memory be. So, it's not like I'm cheating or nothing.
All right, let's do it. You spent hours scrolling on this all night. It's got all the best videos. There we go. This is where we grew up, where we went to college.
Oh, North Carolina.
Yep. This is what a DJ uses.
Turntable.
Yup, there you go. This is a HBCU classic. I would who is this? You said what?
Oh wait, what'd you say?
It's an HBCU classic. You hear it all the time. Chief Keef.
Oh, Finito.
Yeah. Oh, this is what the Greeks do. You're gonna get super drunk.
Oh, punch on.
Yup. This is what a guy's supposed to give to a girl as a gift. Romantic.
Oh, flowers.
Yup. People been taking a whole bunch of pictures with these. They come out instantly.
Oh, Polaroid.
There you go. Issa Rae came out with this show.
Insecure.
Yep. Favorite drink of choice. Alcohol is clear. It's gonna get you there very quickly. You said what?
Wait, you said your favorite drink?
Yes.
Tequila.
Yeah, there we go.
Hell yeah.
Bow, bow, bow.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Quick little game of heads up. It's not cheating because I really do have a bad memory. But yeah. Where we left off was Caleyah was telling us about her experience in tech and all these opportunities that she's been able to get in the workforce, especially by coming from an HBCU. So I want to talk a little bit about the not so glitz and glamorous side of not just graduating from HBCU, graduating period. Post grad life is something that it's like a little weird period. It just feels like you're floating. It's like you just graduated, but you also have the responsibilities of an adult. And it's just kind of eh. So what's something that you wish somebody would have told you your senior year of college?
I feel like everybody told us don't grow up too fast, don't rush graduation. They told us that, but I wish I actually would have listened, because I know senior year I was so ready to go. Like, I was so tired of school. I said I'd much rather just be in my career. I'd much rather go to work. I don't know why I ever said that. And I feel like something I wish they would have told me is that you're gonna get into your career. Like, I feel like everybody talks about getting into your career, getting that job offer. Like, we're so excited senior year when we finally get that job. But it's like, nobody tells you that after you got that job, you actually have to work. After you got that job, it might be really bad days, really long days, really days that are not fun and make you question like your career and stuff. So I feel like I wish somebody would have went real hard when telling me that, because it's like when I got into it, I was bamboozled. I'm like, oh, after I got this job,
bamboozled, run amok, led astray.
Like, I thought after I got that acceptance letter, like, I'm set. But it's like, no, you don't. Like, you get into your job and it's like, you have to learn how to adapt and work with older people. You have to work with you being the youngest on the team. Like, you have to go through like so many different changes to get comfortable and not feel like insecure in your role as an adult, because it's like, we're figuring so much stuff out. Like, there's not no class in college that says, oh, you got to pay these bills, you got to get this insurance, you got to have this savings. There's no class that prepares you for all the stuff that comes. And so I just wish somebody would have just laid that on me hard and made me prepare a little bit more while I was in college, because when you get here, you're by yourself. You have to pay rent. You have to figure out the bills. You have to make money. You have to handle insurance and savings. Like, I wish somebody would tell me, because this out here is getting ghettoer by the day.
Oh my God. And I totally agree with that, because I feel like people was just like, oh, well, you know, you'll be fine. It's gonna be okay. You know, it's hard. I wish somebody would have been like, girl, listen, it's just
like
hard.
Lay it on. Like, lay it on me. Like, I wish. Because no, we out here fighting for our life every day.
Not gonna lie, honestly, because you, when did you get your job offer? Did you get your job offer like prior to graduation or after graduation?
I got it like, I was about to go home for Christmas break, and it was like right before they shut down for the holidays. It was like, hey, like, come on back, like, we want you. Mm-hmm. So I went to Christmas with having a job, right before graduation.
And that's a blessing in itself. But as for me, like, I ain't received no job offer. And I know some people who also, I received an internship offer, but actual job, like, hey, provide, put bills and food on the table offer. I know some people like didn't get to receive their job offer maybe 6 months after graduation, sometimes a year. Some people are still waiting on that opportunity. And like you said, it's just kind of this area of figuring things out. There's so much responsibilities, and there's just not so glamorous days. There's hard days. And I can even go so much far to say I feel like I definitely experienced post-grad depression. So what did you do to help you overcome those not so glamorous days, those hard days that you were describing?
Honestly, like, I feel like with me, like, there's still like days where I really hate my job, or like I feel like, am I even on the right path? And I feel like that's natural and that's normal. And I think to get over it, I have to like stop thinking about it. Like, I have to remind myself, like, I'm in a really blessed position. Like, I'm living in California. I always wanted to move out of North Carolina. Like, I did that, check. I got the job, check. Like, I'm literally living in the things that I asked for. And so I try to remind myself, like, there was a day where you truly wanted this. And so I don't want to regret things or just like beat myself up of like, oh, I could have did this differently. I could have did this differently, because like we're in our 20s, like we're young. We're not supposed to have everything figured out. And so many people will make you feel like you have to, but you don't. And so just on the days where I'm just like, what is going on? Like, is this even right? Like, I really trying to just find gratitude and just like be humble in my blessings, because like, listen, like you said, it could be so much different or so much worse. And I feel like I worry about things that shouldn't even be huge problems for 20-year-olds. Like, I should be okay. And so just, surrounding myself with friends, going out, trying new things, still trying to enjoy the positives of life that I have and not focus on anything negative is how I'm surviving.
I love that. She said, you know what? Mind over matter when it comes to
listen. And it's like all well ends well. So it's like, if it's an issue today, it won't be an issue tomorrow, later down the road. So I'm just like, all right, let's just let it happen. Whatever happens, happens.
I don't know. It's just a weird period, like you said. But one thing I do commend you for is still going after the things that you want and not so much as letting a career or a job title define you. And like you said, figuring out what it is that you want. And I also believe that's one of the reasons that you've been able to, put your hand in so many things, like DJing, as you mentioned. So can you talk about where that passion came from?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've always loved music. Like, even growing up, I loved music, but I never wanted to dive out into that path. Like, I always had photography and like videography, graphic design. That was always like my thing, but I had like music on the back burner. And so even in college, like I had like a DJ controller like in college, but I never really sat down and said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, this is what I'm gonna learn how to do. And so it was really, I would say, on my job, I was like, okay, what would I be doing if I wasn't doing this? And so I was like, I've already did the photography thing. I've already did that. Didn't really want to keep doing it full time. I did graphic design. Didn't really want to do it full time. So I was like, let me just try music, because I had always been listening to music and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. And so then one day I just decided like to really sit down and learn like all the in and outs of DJing, producing, mixing, mastering, like how the industry works, how music works, and even like the artist side, like events and touring. So I was just like really going down a rabbit hole of like, what do I want to do? And so I remember one day it like really clicked with me. I was like in here DJing and I was like, this is something I could probably do a little longer, or at least like be worth trying. And so every day after work, I just said, okay, I'm gonna commit to at least an hour a day. And so I said, all right, if I get 1% better, then tomorrow I might be a DJ. Tomorrow I might be a producer. So it was just something I committed to, stuck to, and here I am now, about to DJ gigs and stuff. Who knew?
No, I love that. I'm trying to tell y'all, if y'all really listening, let's listen to the reoccurring things. Consistency. She said an hour a day just to get 1% better. And that don't sound like a sermon to me. I don't know what else it is. An hour just so I can get, that's just having faith the size of a mustard seed. I'm trying to tell y'all. And you talking about you finna be DJing gigs. Like, when's your next gig coming up? Like, how soon is that coming up?
Not this weekend, but next weekend. And then another one after that. Like, don't play with it. Don't play with it.
Are you kind of nervous? Are you nervous about that?
I am nervous, but I don't let the nerves like stop me. Like, I feel like when you're good at something or you are truly like understanding something, like I feel like there's no room for nervousness. Like, if you're the best at something, like you really understand it, you shouldn't be nervous because you're the one that knows the most in the room. So I try to look at it that way, is that I'm being a party of people and it's like, I know how to do this. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. So it's like, I can't be nervous because I'm the one, they're not gonna know when I mess up. Like, I'm the one who do this every day. So I try to look at it like that and not get nervous about it.
Let me tell you another reason why she shouldn't be nervous. Caleyah used to DJ all of our little house parties, all our little kickbacks that we had in college. Like, I feel like she just give you the nice, no, like she was really in there.
And impromptu aux controller every time, man. It came through. Look, that was the starting.
Trying to say, I was just like, passing her like, the next CD. I was just a little assistant. But I'm trying to tell y'all, the next MC Light, the next
Hey,
hey,
hour a day might just be might just be up next.
But no, what is it like? Kind of like, because I don't know how that works for real. Like, you see turntables and you think you know how to control it, but was it kind of easy, like learning how the system actually works, putting mixes together, actually touching the buttons?
Yeah, nah, it was hard. Like in the beginning, it was super hard. Like that was kind of what turned me off in college when I had got the controller. Like my sister had gifted me a controller. I was like, yeah, I want to start this. And then it was like in college, like I wasn't really as dedicated as I was now. Like I was like, I don't gotta start this. Like I got other things going. But yeah, when I actually sat down, it's like it's a lot to know, like technically wise. Like you can press the buttons and something not play. And so it's like you have to figure out why is stuff not playing? Why does it sound the way it sounds? You have to learn how to beat match and how to like sync your songs together. You have to learn how to mix it all together. Like you have to create an experience at the end of the day. And I feel like a lot of people think, and like even me too, I think that it was just like, oh, you press this button and then boom, we got a good party going on. But it's like, nah, like there's so much to it. And like it was hours and hours of YouTube videos and like trial and error of just like messing up and then trying this. Like it's a lot. It's a whole lot. And I feel like now I have a better grasp of it. But in the beginning, it was painful. I was like, I don't know if I can do this one. But after that one day that it was really good and it clicked and I started feeling more like me, I was like, all right, I'll stick this out for a little while.
Not gonna lie, one of my mentors, she's actually a DJ.
Yeah.
When I had the opportunity to like be on stage while she was like doing her set, like controlling the party. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is what you do. Like my fingers would be on fire. And like we over here talking about, oh, that transition's actually hard. Actually seeing like controlling the crowd and stuff like that. So you got my utmost respect. Even without that, hey, I'll be out there.
It's a lot. Yeah.
How much do you charge to produce a track? Because I would like to hop on one. I don't know why you're laughing. This is a serious podcast.
Listen. A lot of things that I do in this life right now are free because exposure is a good price. And if the celebrity East hopped on one of my beats, that means we together just grew, So I just look at it as $0 for East because she is up next, y'all.
Okay, me aside, your local Oakland SoundCloud rapper, he was like, hey, come up to you at the party. What's the numbers? Because we got to put a price on it.
Oh my, okay, so in this present day, I would still say, no, okay, listen. So this is how I go about it. Right now, I don't charge. I really don't. And that's so not me because I'm always about my coin. But truly, I feel like if the opportunity is gonna benefit me, I'm like, okay, that's free. But couple months from now, it's gonna have to change because I'm gonna have to start making some money sometime. And so when the SoundCloud rapper come up, I don't know. It might have to be, a little something, especially if it's not added to me. It's like, I'm just making this beat for you and I don't even support what you're doing. Like,
I don't need you to get somebody hop on the track like sticks. You're not even about that life for real. I ain't got time for that. This is not a good representation of me and my artistry.
Right. No, that's for real. Like, I feel like that's kind of like what I don't want to get to because I know in photography, like it got to a point where I was doing things just to get paid. Like I was in college, I was just going on shoots to get paid. And when you look over your portfolio, it's like you wasted all this time doing stuff you're not proud of. And so when I'm in this music game, like I don't want it to get like that because that's when I'm going to hate it and want to quit it. And so I'm trying to stick to things and to people that actually inspire me, inspire my art, inspire creativity in me so that I can trend for it because stretching yourself out just because that's not going to do.
I feel it. I just don't feel like y'all get the essence. Y'all understand who she is, but she's a photographer, a videographer, content creator, TikTok. How the hell it feel to be famous on TikTok? Let's talk about that real quick. Like,
famous is a stretch. That is.
Anyways, my favorite macro influencer.
There we go. Micro. No, even still, 5K followers on TikTok.
But you still pushing better content than people with 50K. So let's talk about it.
But that's just the landscape of content in general. Like everybody turned up and said, "I'm gonna be a content creator." While meanwhile, it was us 10 years ago who was on Facebook trying to figure it out, on Twitter trying to figure it out. Like we've been here, and so it's like everybody coming on now, and it's like, "Oh yeah, I can do this. One viral video, I'm going." And so they're gonna ride on that. But it's like people who really truly go to school for it, who've been in these trenches trying to figure it out. That's why, because, you know, it's so quick to go viral. They go viral, they're done for. But here we are working, really putting art into this and not going.
Oh, God. Okay, so listen. Not gonna lie, because you just, I could talk about this for hours.
Yes.
But I saw one video, was like, hey, make this with me. This is why we use Canva. I was using Canva back in 2018.
Like
2018, when I was working for the school newspaper. It kind of almost feels like a slap in the face, because it's like, dang, like y'all just over here. I mean, not the content be good.
It'd be good.
I say I'm not proud of my degree. I still need my degree in journalism, because there's a lot of people who are just influencers and out here doing journalism things and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But I just be like, damn, like I want to at least have my tuition back at this point.
Exactly, cause I'm gonna say, look, we definitely would. We already had that going on back in the day. Like everybody, it's just repeating itself at this point.
I know we were both big fans of Insecure, and when you look at, like, I feel like every other week or so, there's somebody tweeting about, oh, these are classic Black sitcoms, classic Black films, and stuff like that. Do you feel like this generation is kind of getting robbed of like a good classic Black show? Because, like, you know, we had stuff like, they was really pushing out stuff back in the day. Family Matters, My Wife and Kids, the Wayans brothers, like stuff like that. So do you feel like this generation is kind of getting robbed of just like a good Black film or a movie or TV show?
Yes, yeah, I would say it kind of just touches on what we were just talking about. Like, I feel like everything these days is so rinse, wash, and repeat. Like, everybody's gonna do it in different fonts. And I feel like even like the stuff that comes out, like they do like a lot of like sequels, and they bring certain things back and they try to like remix it with new people or like an older cast. And it's like nobody has that creativity to really like push out new things or even like press the envelope and say like, oh, this is something new, let me create this. Like everybody wants to rinse, wash, and repeat. Like I said, like nobody's really just doing the work to, you know, have like a powerful moving show. Like it's not gonna happen.
I feel that, because I would be surprised in like 2 years, 5 years, that'd be like an Insecure, and there's kind of already like Insecure like playoffs now if you look at some stuff. But I just want to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I would say content, movies, all of it, I don't know where it's headed. I don't know where it's headed because at this point it's taken to the forefront and nobody is really doing anything.
And that's not a knock on, like, of course we not talking, because you know in this age you got to over clarify, we not talking about like the good Black directors, the good stuff that's exactly produced. We talking about the lack of thereof. There's a lot of good stuff, you know, Abbott Elementary and Insecure, like we just mentioned, but the lack of thereof, like the plethora. I'm talking about the Jamie Foxx show, Martin. Like it was just hella good shit. So
yeah, and if it is good, it's like it's not getting the playtime that it needs. Like nobody's seeing it. Like all the stuff that be good be down in the underground and nobody going to putting people up. Like all the people at the top that been working in TV all these years, literally have all these senior positions, they not reaching back at all. It's all who you know, and that's why we get all these rinse and watch and repeat like shows over and over again.
Before I get you out of here, I know you probably don't want to talk to me no more for real.
Goodbye.
What's your favorite HBCU? Your favorite memory from attending?
Favorite? Ooh, that's so hard. I don't know. Like,
or give me a top 3 if you can't pick. I always say top.
Okay, top 3. HBCU memory. Can alumni count? Because alumni GHO was great.
Yeah.
Alumni GHO is like something that I looked forward to like all my years, because they were like, yeah, alumni GHO is gonna be better than the regular GHO. And I don't know if it was better, but it was definitely great. My senior year of Aggie Fest was pretty monumental, pretty unmemorable, as well as GHO as well. Okay, actually, let's bucket it. Aggie Fest, GHO, best times of my life, best memories ever. Second memory was probably being at SUAB, Student University Activities Board on campus, planning all the fire events. Like, I came in college and like I wanted to be in SUAB, but I ended up being at SGA for 2 years, and then I went to SUAB. So it was like, after I got into it, it was so creative, so fun. Like, we had so many events going on. So that was good. And as well as just creating that family within like all the other board members was top tier. 3.
Also, sorry, not to cut you off. Those who may not know, SGA stands for Student Government Association, and SUAB is Student Union Activities Board. Yeah. Your college campus. I'm sorry, continue.
No, yeah. And then third memory, I probably would say freshman year. Just because, freshman year in general, like a lot of good things happened just because we were just coming to school. And like, I feel like so many people always talk about like, oh yeah, they are freshmen. But really, it's like freshman year was so fun. Like, you're figuring everything out. You're meeting all these new people. You're like just trying different things, like walking all the way like 2 miles.
Walk. Yeah.
Look, like, you just trying anything, trying to develop your footing. And I feel like even though that was like uncomfortable, it was super fun because everybody in your class is doing the same. Like, we're just doing stuff just to do it. And that's like creatively, like entertainment wise, like just going out, having fun. Like, it was such a fresh and new time that like it just felt really good to be in college. Those are my 3, but all 4 years was and
I appreciate you touching on all that. I feel like y'all don't really understand how far back we go. Not gonna lie, y'all. Me and Caleyah stayed in the same dorm freshman year. Everybody was like, Caleyah gave it. I was like, oh my God, who is this girl? I need to know who this girl is. Everybody keep talking about this girl. And then I don't know. I feel like we just crossed paths a couple times, and then I can't give you the exact timeline. But I do remember one day I would always keep my dorm room like door open, and she was like, "Okay, for sure, I'm gonna come down." I'm like, "Okay, I'll put you to the bathroom." Why I get in my room? She sit on the bed. Who do you think you are?
I know you would bring that up to this day. That is so funny because. Listen, I had to just slide it. I said, she'll come back. I'll be here waiting, you know.
Like, she could be like, hey, I'm in the room. It wasn't none of that. It was just like, oh, hi. Hello.
Oh my God. I straight made myself at home in your dorm.
No, those are all good times. Thank you so much, Caleyah Gaither, for coming on.
Thank you.
I appreciate this discussion, dropping a lot of great gems, saying a lot of things that folks need to hear. Before I go, I just want to take time to give you your flowers, say that I love you and I appreciate you. Your mind is just one of those rare minds that come across. I've seen you tackle so many things head on, just full force. Anything you want, anything she wants to do, y'all, she literally goes out and does it. And I just admire that so much about you. And yeah, I could go on, but I'm gonna start crying. But yeah, not too much.
Oh my God, y'all. No. East is a literal celebrity, and she's gonna take over the world. So let's just stay tuned and watch because I'm amazed every single day.
I'm screaming. Bye.
I'm prepared.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of On Screen with East Lorraine. Once again, this podcast is available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and right here on YouTube at The On Screen Pod. That's TheScreenPod. Thank you guys so much for listening. I love you, and stay tuned for more episodes.